Torus is a surface of revolution generated by revolving the circle in three-dimensional space about an axis that is coplanar with the circle.
Una rosquilla. The solar wind is a stream of charged particles emanating from the sun. The geomagnetic field around Mother Earth has a toroidal geometry, and it interacts with the solar wind. The main asteroid belt in this solar system is a torus-shaped region between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. In the field of astrophysics, George Chaplin, Robert Laughlin, Evan Hallfeld, and David Santiago have theorized that black holes are actually dark energy stars, and they have a toroidal geometry. An ancient symbol for infinity is a serpent swallowing its own tail. The Ouroboros is a torus. A 10th century illustration of the Ouroboros, from the work of Cleopatra the Alchemist, includes the Greek inscription hen to pan, meaning the all is one. Physicist David Bohm and neuroscientist Carl Pribram theorized that the universe is holographic in nature. To make a hologram, the object to be photographed is first bathed in the light of a laser beam. After a holographic film is developed, it resembles constructive and destructive wave interference. When the developed film is illuminated by a laser identical to the original beam, a perfect three-dimensional image of the original object appears. When the film is cut into pieces, each fragment of film contains a complete version of the original image, albeit at a lower resolution. If the universe is holographic, then we are all fragments that contain a complete version of the whole. The flow of a vortex revolves around an axis, which may be straight or curved. Centripetal force is an inward force directed toward the center of curvature. Centrifugal force is an outward force directed away from the center of curvature. Vortices produce both inward and outward forces. Atmospheric circulation is the global movement of air and water currents by which thermal energy is distributed across the Earth's surface. The heart and lungs are responsible for circulation within the body. The heart pumps blood by creating a vortex. Blood cells are shaped like rosquillas. The heart has 4 chambers. The 2 upper chambers are atria. Their primary function is to receive blood. The 2 lower chambers are ventricles. Their primary function is to send blood. The ventricles are more muscular because they pump blood out of the heart. The right ventricle sends blood to the lungs. The lungs draw oxygen in and send carbon dioxide out. They mix blood with oxygen. The left atrium receives blood from the lungs and sends it to the left ventricle, which receives it and sends the blood to the rest of the body through the aorta. The aorta is the main artery in the body, originating from the left ventricle of the heart and extending down to the abdomen. Blood descends through the aorta with nutrient-rich blood cells. The oxygenated blood that it transports is light. The body receives oxygen from the blood and expels carbon dioxide into the blood. The deoxygenated blood is dark. It descends through the vena cava to the right atrium, which receives the blood from the body and sends it to the right ventricle, which receives the blood and sends it to the lungs, and the cycle repeats. Iron is used by blood to transport oxygen and carbon dioxide. Iron is magnetic. In a magnetic field, charged particles move in a spiral. In Sanskrit, our main energy channel is called the Sushumna Nadi. In Japanese, it is called the Hara line. Nadis are energy channels. Nadi is Sanskrit for tube, pipe, nerve, blood vessel, or pulse. The Ida and Pingala are energy channels that spiral around our axis. The Ida flows downward, and it informs the left nostril. The Pingala flows upward, and it informs the right nostril. The nostrils cycle hourly. At maximum yin, the left nostril is fully open, and the right nostril is constricted. At lesser yin, both nostrils are equally open. At maximum yang, the right nostril is fully open, and the left nostril is constricted. At lesser yang, both nostrils are equally open. We are a microcosm. The stars align with the center of their galaxy. Planets align with the center of their solar system. And we align with our planet. Four colors are all we need to map the surface of any sphere, with any number of regions. 7 colors are all we need to map the surface of a torus, with any number of regions. Energy vortices form where the Ida and Pingala cross. These energy vortices are chakras. Chakra is Sanskrit for wheel or turning. There are 7 primary chakras. A prism bends light by slowing it down. Lower frequencies take longer to pass through the medium. The body is a medium through which light bends. The point at which light bends from the 4th dimension into the 3rd dimension might resemble luminous wings. Our bodies are the condensed matter at the center of an energy field which has a toroidal geometry. In Sanskrit, Kundalini is coiled serpentine energy.